Think of two people, one of whom is strong and the other one is fat. Of course, the weight of the fat person is greater than the weight of the strong one. Does this mean that the fat person is healthier?
The same idea can be applied to the value of the Kuwaiti dinar against the dollar. The Kuwaiti dinar is the highest value currency in the world. One Kuwaiti dinar equals $3.27.
Does this necessarily mean that the Kuwaiti dinar is the strongest currency in the world?
Determining the value of currencies and pricing them is mainly subject to countries' financial and economic policies. These policies make currency values go up or down. For example, at the time of shooting this video, $1 is equal to almost 930 Argentine pesos. If the Argentinian government decides to price the US dollar at 900 pesos, for example, to improve the value of its currency, the lack of foreign funds and the weak economy would make the market correct itself and bring the peso back to its fair value. This correction, though, would make severe economic complications before it's over. For example, the black market for currency trading would become more active. The dollar price would become many times the official price. Additionally, foreign investors would shy away from investing in Argentina, as they wouldn't know how to calculate the profits and losses of their ventures. Also, if that happens, the Argentine government would be one of the black market's customers because they need dollars to buy wheat and other things. The same logic applies to many other countries which have severe trade deficits, like Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Sri Lanka. So, what makes the Kuwaiti dinar the most valuable currency in the world, and the Bahraini rial the second most valuable currency in the world, and the Omani rial the third most valuable currency in the world?
What's common across all of these currencies, or what makes any currency in the world more or less valuable than the US dollar?
In the case of Kuwait, this is simply because the Kuwaiti Central Bank wants the value of its currency to be that valuable, and in order to maintain this value, it follows a fixed exchange rate system, meaning that the dinar is not affected by supply or demand. This policy allows Kuwait to increase its profits from oil, so that each dinar they earn from selling oil can be exchanged for $3.27. Oil for Kuwait represents approximately 95% of its exports revenue and its government income. But we all know that when the value of the currency of any given country increases, the country's exports decrease because its goods become more expensive. This is absolutely right for goods and services which are not priced globally, unlike globally priced goods such as oil and wheat. If Kuwait had a barrel of Brent oil, it would sell it for $80, which is its current price now. If Sweden sells the same barrel of oil, it would also sell it for $80, although one Swedish krona equals almost 1 cent of the US dollar.
The point is that no matter what the currency value is, for oil exporting countries, the value of their exports would still be the same.
The second thing is that Kuwait exports almost nothing other than oil. In 2023, Kuwait's non-oil exports were worth approximately $830 million. Just to realize how small this number is equal to what the US non-oil exports is worth in just 4 hours of the day.
Hence, Kuwait does not need a dinar with a low value for its exports to compete abroad.
We all know that the markets have a reaction towards the pricing of the currency's value.
Does that mean that the stability of the value of the Kuwaiti dinar is suitable for the Kuwaiti economy status?
Yes, the pricing of the Kuwaiti dinar is suitable for the Kuwaiti economic situation. Kuwait has a surplus in their balance of payments and they have a huge cash flow which is over $50 billion. Will this value of the Kuwaiti dinar continue? Most probably not, because there are major changes coming in the near future. The policy of relying on oil alone is one of the biggest mistakes that Kuwait is making. The world is currently witnessing a transition towards alternatives to fossil fuels. Developed countries are looking for alternative, safe, and renewable energy sources, such as solar energy or wind energy, and the whole world is now moving towards vehicles using clean energy sources, such as electric cars and hydrogen-powered trains. Gasoline demand in the United States has been steady for a while. Even with the continuous addition of millions of new cars annually, concerns are now arising from within the oil industry itself. A Shell executive recently stated his belief that global oil demand will reach its peak by 2030. This peak signifies the beginning of a long-term decline in oil demand. Not saying that people will wake up one morning to find that the world has completely moved away from oil, but there are profound changes happening in the global energy market. What we once thought was a dream a few years ago is now a reality. It's widely expected that the demand for oil would start to decline in the very near future. Consequently, the policy of relying on oil must change, and Kuwait must diversify its economy. Otherwise, the high value of the dinar won't remain the same. There will come a time when the Central Bank of Kuwait will have to devalue the dinar. As I said, markets react to currency valuations. There is no state of stability as long as there are changes happening in the global market. The markets will inevitably have a reaction.